Okay, we're starting. Guys, I messed up today on setting the show up. I set it up an hour later than I wanted to because I'm here in the West. I'm sorry, in the Midwest. So we're going to have to wait a little bit before people get in here. But Danny, how's everything going with you, my man?
Doing well, brother. Doing well.
Sorry about that time mess up.
That's all right.
You mad at me?
I'll just take it out of your monthly stipend.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one. Okay, we got to wait for a little bit more for some people to get in here. Damn, throwing this thing off by an hour really kicked my ass. So today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to have some women coming on. This is going to be considered a women's show. Women of MobTube come on today. So what do you think about doing something like that, Danny?
Well, it's good because they have a voice in this genre as well, and a lot of them are very influential in the life through relatives or husbands or what have you. So it'll be interesting to have them on.
And there's some brutal attacks going on too.
Well, listen, these attacks, you know, are what they are. What they are. You got people out there that want to say what they want to say, but just be aware and cognizant of for every action there's a reaction, and just because somebody doesn't attack you back on this platform, be weary about what the flip side of this action may be. And that's not a threat. That's just an observation.
Okay, give me 1 second, Danny. I'm checking one thing real quick, and then we'll start talking here. Okay, let's see. Danny, if you want to talk about it a little bit, I appreciate it.
Yeah, just getting back to the people that are attacking certain content creators on here, that just goes to their character. These are the quintessential tough boy, gangster type keyboard warriors. Because if they were legitimately anybody, they wouldn't do that. They just step to the person and legitimize what they're saying. So all you people that listen to these guys and cackle back with them, that just goes to your character as well. But like I said, for every action there's a reaction, and we'll address that when the time comes.
Okay. Now people are starting to roll in here. I just wanted to make sure. Hey, listen to my mods. I let everybody out of prison today, out of YouTube prison. I want to see exactly who wants to be in this show and who doesn't. So if you see people come in and they're starting right away off the bat being nasty, block them. That's basically all you got to do, people. So you're going to get them in here only because I unblocked everybody today, because I want to see. Some people were complaining that they were blocked and they wanted to come on the show now. So let's read some of these names in here right now. Okay. Pat G, how you doing? Ron Gross, Josie, how you doing? Angel, good to see you in here. Chicky, Chris, Carol, how you doing? Chris, again, I'm sorry. Renee, how you doing, Callie? Nick Johnson, Barra Vader. Let's see who else. I'm gonna have to go down here. Montauk, welcome. Carol. Okay, listen. So right now, I'm just gonna let people come in here. What I did today, people, is I set the show an hour ahead of what I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it at this time. So unfortunately, people are going to be getting their message late, and they're going to be yelling at me. Why did I put the show up an hour late? Danny mentioned it to me, and Angel mentioned it to me, and now we just figured it out. So I want to apologize to you people that I have. Lucky Luciano, how you doing? Marky Mark, how you doing? Mayo, how you doing? Evan, nice guy. Brent, how you doing? Okay. So people, I'm going to talk about, first of all, there's some horrible attacks going on with slander. And by slander, we mean by every day when you're putting up thumbnails and stuff, and you're making fun of people's weight, mouth, whatever. And there's a certain amount of guys that do that. And we know who they are. I'm not going to mention their names. But I'm just going to tell these guys right now. Two of you in particular, one from California, one from Ohio. You've really been out of control. So I'm going to tell you guys both this. You guys can both take it any way you want. If those shows are up by noon tomorrow, then Danny and I will react the way we have to react. That's what it comes down to, guys. It's been 10 days. You're still slandering. You're still saying horrible stuff. And you don't see us doing that to you guys. We're not even thinking about doing that, but yet you guys are doing it. So we can't let it go. We just can't let it go and slide by the way it is. So, we're making you a peace offering. Please have the slandering videos down by tomorrow with the horrible thumbnails, or we're going to act. You could take that as a threat if you want. It's not a threat. We're just going to do what we have to do to take care of ourselves. Because you guys, Danny, what do you think about that? Is that a fair?
Well, sure, but it goes back to what I said earlier. These guys have a platform because they're essentially non-existent. They hide behind a keyboard. They're not gonna do anything, but they feel like they have a platform to spew lies. At least put something up that's true. But the stuff that you guys put up is totally erroneous. But like I said, for every action, there's a reaction. So Lee gave you an ultimatum, whether you want to call it a rat move or whatever. I simply call it a day of reckoning. And again, you can interpret that any way you want. And like everybody says, I'm a nobody. I don't know anything. Nobody knows nothing about me. That's a good thing. So just do what you got to do, and we'll take care of it in an appropriate manner. So
yes,
that's all I have to say about that.
And that goes for you, Jonathan Patrick, if you get my drift. And that goes for you out in California, if you get my drift. We're older guys here, guys. What you're doing right now is like you're literally bullying us because you know that you're behind keyboards hiding in places. But you're not going to be hiding no more. What do you think we've been doing for the last 7 days? You think we've been just sitting back, letting you do this? We've been ignoring you? No. We have everything we need now, people. Now it's up to you how far you want to take this. Like I said, Ohio, California, if those things are up by tomorrow at noon, then we're going to do what we got to do. End of story. We're not going to even talk about it no more. Okay. Now, Danny wants to talk about something. And this has to do with Jimmy Calandra. And we're not going to come on here and bash Jimmy Calandra. We're going to tell some people some facts that have come out that Jimmy's not telling people. So why don't you pick it up from here, Danny? Why don't you talk about the whole incident in Las Vegas?
All right, before I get into that, let me just give a shout out to a couple of friends of mine, Chris and Nikki Biancanello from Nick's Auto Glass. I love you, pal. And to my friend Nicky Boy that passed away, I love you. All right, with that being said, I got a good friend of mine that's located in Las Vegas. His name is Mikey DeBella. I know Mikey all my life. Mikey's a stand-up guy. He's aces in my book. And if anybody was real, this guy's the realest guy you'd ever want to meet. He's been there for me. He's done things for me. And he's a real friend. So with that being said, Jimmy Calandra went out to Vegas a couple of weeks ago. And my boy Mikey addressed him. And
I'm sorry, the voice came out. Jimmy Calandra, you said, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jimmy was out in Vegas a week or two ago, and my friend Mikey addressed him because Calandra's talking about certain people out in Vegas, some very influential people back in the day that happened to also be a friend of mine and his.
And one of them was a made guy, right, Danny?
Well, I'm not going to go into saying what his status was in organized crime, but he was a guy that, was very well liked, and there wasn't any bad things talked about him. But apparently Calandra has more fucking stories than, Carter has peanuts. So my friend Mike addressed him. There was words, and, Calandra essentially, told him to fuck off, and he'll do what he's got to do. And obviously, I'm not going to get into what Mikey said or didn't say, but I want to address it, Jimmy. When you talk shit about people, real people, I'm not talking about your street urchins that you hung out with on Bath Avenue. I'm talking legitimate people. You're going to have a problem. Whatever that problem is, that's something you have to determine. But I'm just telling you this. That's my friend, okay? And what you say to him, you say to me. And I'm not trying to be a tough guy, but you're a punk, Jimmy Calandra. You're a straight up pussy. You know why you're a pussy? Because my boy Mike confronted you, and what did you do? You know what you did, okay, Calandra? You know what you did. You're a punk.
What did he do?
And it doesn't matter what he did, but he's a punk, okay? So, Jimmy Calandra, I'm calling you out, all right, Jimmy Calandra? You talk shit, you talk tough, you talk what you're going to do to somebody. That buck stops here, pal. You ain't going to bust a pimple. And you could take that to the bank. You can call your handlers. You can call 911. I'm saying it, okay? This guy that you see on the screen right here ain't no joke. And if you know what the word rabbi means, he was around a lot of them. Good people that talk very well about him to this day. So Jimmy Calandra with your big fucking mouth, and I don't give a fuck who's your friend that wants to come after me. Come. Ain't a threat. You come, okay? Because I'm tired of all your rhetoric and how tough you are and who you're going to beat up in a pizzeria or a Dunkin' Donuts. That's past, my friend. That's past. Because one day you're going to meet somebody and they're going to break your neck. You mark my words. Okay? Now, you could take this any way you want, brother. Any way. And if you got a problem, I could be reached very simply. Your handlers, your fag friends, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Because when he has my number, he can send me a text to get a hold of you.
When you put people's name in your mouth, legitimate good people, and talk shit about them, now you got a problem. And listen, I'm telling you, you got a fucking problem, tough guy. So all that jiu-jitsu and that other fucking karate shit, I hope you're good at it. So with that being said, Mikey, I love you. I'm here for you, and let's do what we got to do.
Okay. And with that, we're going to bring Josie on. Josie.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Did you just hear what Danny was saying?
Yeah, continue, Danny. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. No. I apologize for the foul language, but I get excited. Right. And, it is what it is. So how are you, Josie? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
And people, we got to put out another thing. For you guys out there saying that Danny and I have been avoiding lives, here's the difference between you guys and us. We take our show serious and we're trying to build a show. Nobody was avoiding anything. Lives don't do for your show what dropping videos do for your show. Okay, so if people think we're intimidated by you or anybody, we're not. You guys can all talk. You guys, Ohio, Jonathan Patrick, we already told you, we gave you until tomorrow to get those videos down. And JC, you're just too stupid. You're probably going to keep your stuff up, but that's okay. We put the stuff out there, and tomorrow we declare war. And that's no joke. We've been sitting back and letting you punks do this for a long time. Shame on you guys. Grown men attacking other grown men on the computers. Johnny Mac, you got my fucking phone number. Why don't you? Hey, JC, you got my phone number. SoFlo, you got my phone number. You guys can't pick up the phone and call. You got to get on here and, let me do a show. Let me go to my family. A bunch of fucking whack jobs in your chat room. Shame on you guys. What kind of men are you? Okay.
Wow. No, exactly. I mean, it's all day, every day. It's just repetitive over and over, them saying the same, thing over and over again. It's like they're like broken records, all of them. So I don't even watch anymore.
We're getting threats in our emails, threats in bank accounts with $1 things. It's ridiculous. It's like these.
But people... you know what's funny? Here's the flip side. Here's the funny part. And I say this disparagingly. If somebody does something to me, I'm going to do something back to you, and I'm not going to go on a computer and do it. Yeah. So you take that for any of you. SoFlo, the guy that beats women and sticks fucking cue sticks up their ass. Right. People like that. Listen, yeah. I'm in Florida. I'm 294 miles from South Florida. You got a problem with me? I'll meet you any way you want.
Well,
listen. I don't have to bring anybody. I don't have to bring a camera because none of you know me. Not one motherfucker knows me. But keep putting my name in your mouth, and I'm going to come on this platform, and I'm going to tell you one more time, you keep mentioning my fucking name and putting bullshit on this fucking internet, then you're going to be dealt with. I don't care if you got Corvettes. I don't care if you got computers. You can dox people, and you can find out their asshole size. Just come and see me and do it to my face.
Exactly.
I hope they don't find out my asshole side.
Well, then you're in trouble.
Well, I have a cat sanus, so
Okay.
But it's just amazing. It's amazing to me at 60 years old how many people out here are punks. You know, and one guy, he's been in prison, this and that. He was in Florence. He acts like he's 6 years old.
Yeah.
But here's the issue. Here's the issue. If he has so many beefs with these people, how come he doesn't step to one person? Why doesn't he step
through the computer? He does it through the computer.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, this is what I'm talking about. These are all bubblegum gangsters. They're comic book characters. They're not going to do nothing, but they're going to get on a platform and lie. And then when you call them out, the first thing they're going to do is say, "We got information on." Good.
yeah.
Get all the information because you're going to need the information.
Yeah. What do you think we've been doing for the last week, people? We got stuff
For 7 days, what do you think? We sit here and we look at each other? But listen, again, you're entitled to do what you do, but just remember, for every action, there's a reaction. So be prepared when something happens to you, whether it's legitimately or violently, or or if an asteroid comes down and hits you in the head. Just be prepared. Because when
one of Nikki Blades, you're a smart guy, man. I know that you know this is wrong. What's going on? Don't get involved, Nikki. That'd be a bad move because we don't have no issues with you. But everybody else up there talking crap every day, humiliating people, calling people child molesters, kidnappers, and all these horrible things. Danny has a shit bag and stuff.
Yeah, Danny has a shit bag. Where is it? Where's my shit bag? Where is it? Where's my shit bag? Where's my shit bag? You fucking clowns!
You got a big
can all suck my. You can all suck my dick. That's what it is from being shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So you can all the ridicule and all the lies and everything like that. But when somebody comes to see you, let's come correct, and we'll see how tough you are.
Well, I was watching a little bit of Joey by 8th and NB this morning, and he said something like really, that is real, and that is that, you've got a lot of these guys on here, and they did this, they did that, they did just about everything. The thing is, what are you doing now? You were this street tough guy, and now you're on the internet bashing a bunch of women.
Josie, they were never tough, and I don't mean to cut you. They were never tough. These guys, their claim to fame is right here on YouTube. Right. They did nothing in the street because any legitimate street guy is not going to act like this. If they got a problem, they're going to come see you. These guys dance around like romper room and talk shit, like cackling animals. That's what they are.
And now they're all up John A. Light's ass, starting with you, Jeff Nadeau. Shame on you, Jeff Nadeau. You're a serious guy. To get involved with that guy, shame on you. I'm surprised about you, Jeff Nadeau. I'm not surprised about these other guys. These other guys are all being used right now, especially the two idiots, the one from Ohio and California. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to provoke you guys to get uglier with us.
Yeah.
I hope that you don't take that shit down by tomorrow. I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And no more, these aren't threats, people. These are take them however you want. And if you are so good on your computer and you can find addresses, find them. Show up.
They won't. They won't. These are all.
They'll tell you to come to them. They'll tell you to come to them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
And the first thing they're going to do is call 911.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make a scene and start yelling and carrying on, and somebody's going to call 911, and that's their saving grace.
Especially Patrick.
Well, he's such a fucking queer and a fag that it's pathetic. You know what I mean? But he's got something coming too because he's got my name in his mouth. And listen, you live in Ohio, and you live on.
No,
I'm not going to say where you live.
We know what we know where he is. We don't have to talk about it.
So when you talk about people, be cognizant of what you're saying. Be cognizant because when you walk around a corner, you don't know what's on the other side. So remember that.
No, and I think a lot of what he's doing is simply, to ingratiate himself with, FBI. And while they sit on their hands, and he's going to end up being the patsy and the fall guy.
Absolutely.
And he's an idiot.
He's a quintessential do boy. If they tell
Yeah.
him to do something, he's going to run and do it, and
Right.
that's that goes to his character.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I think, and I think he's going the wrong way about it because he's willing to get up there. He's getting lower and dirtier every single day, and it's going to come back on him because
Exactly.
people can go low and dirty too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we can get www.realmobtubers.com or realmobtube.com. We can play that game if you guys want, because you guys have MobTube. Nobody wants to be part of that disaster, that mess where you guys attack people every day. You attack women, you attack older people like us. We're not even saying nothing to you. And yet every day you get up there because you think we're not going to do nothing. Surprise. We're going to do something. Everybody's out of bounds. Everybody's in the game now, people. Everybody's in the game. You keep doing what you want. Show my fucking mouth. Call me fat. Do whatever you want. But in the end, we'll get the last laugh. Guarantee it. Including you, Mr. SoFlo. You're not as tough as you think you are. Yeah. You have a bunch of nut jobs on your show. You have the lowest forms of people that have been on here on your show. Can you get some good quality people on your show?
No. And what, enrages me about him, he gets on there like, people have got to kiss his ring. If you say this or you do that, you're going to have to deal with me. Who are you? What are you? Are you kidding me?
And we literally, Josie, we sat back for a week hoping that they would just stop. Yeah. They won't stop.
No, I mean, when you look at his show from, the very start, he's just on repeat. The shows are the same. Repeat. And then he goes after someone else. And then, it basically comes into a full circle. And that panel that they had the other day, Rami, Code of the Streets, and JC, what a panel.
Oh, my God.
I mean, my God, the brains of America all in one place.
And just 2 weeks ago, Code of the Street came on to was talking to us with that God bullshit that he knows nothing about. And he was telling us what good friends we are of his, because we accepted him when everybody else was attacking him.
Right.
He was on, he would message Danny. He was on Danny's Facebook, my Facebook, and we thought he was a good guy. And the minute all hell broke loose, he ran, and now he's acting like an idiot. Dude, when you are with people and they're attacking other people, and then you talk about God, dude, you're worse than someone that doesn't believe in God.
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, he'll sit on a panel where they're just trashing everybody, and then at the end says a prayer. I'm like, what is he doing? He better be careful. A thunderbolt's going to come down and strike him. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, Code, I would really sit in the corner and think about what the meaning of God really is. Because we've been avoiding you guys for a week, and you haven't been avoiding us. And Code, shame on you. You've been getting there. You seem like a nice guy, dude. You seem like a nice guy. You're like Nikki Blades. I don't understand you two guys. Why you would be involved with this mess? Because it's a mess.
Well, again, I believe Nikki Blade plays good cop, bad cop. 1 minute he's trashing everybody, then he's not, then he is, and he's not. I believe actually in the beginning he was the voice of reason, and I believe I'm almost 100% that he probably advises SoFlo, don't do this and don't do that. But SoFlo just doesn't listen because he's stunted at whatever age it was he went into prison at, And I don't believe he did 20 years anyway.
Right. Chicky makes a good point. These guys, Chicky, and you know as well as I do, these guys are your quintessential punks. They were nobody. And now they have an opportunity, for whatever it's worth, to try to be somebody on a YouTube thing here and profess what they did or didn't do and how tough they are. Listen, Chicky, you know as well as I do, these are all crackerjack gangsters. That's all they are.
They've been picked on most of their life, or they've been drug addicts or something they've been. And then what they do, they're on here, they're being tough guys and they're attacking. I'm a 61-year-old man. Josie, have you seen that every day for the last 10 days, that clown from Ohio has put up a horrible thumbnail of me, and he thinks that I'm just going to. He should know me better than that. Josie, you know me. Do you think I'm just going to let him do that to me?
No, not at all. But the thing is, he feels fearless because he went down to Miami, and I guess I don't know if Tony Soflo made him down there or something. They had a little ceremony, and he's come back.
Oh, you think they made him in the restaurant at the table?
Yeah, probably. They did a making ceremony, and he's come back a made man, and he's smelling his own armpit, is what he's doing.
God, you have a way of sharing that. Okay, people, we're going to get away. If we said we had to say, now you guys on that side, make your choice. You're going to leave us alone and just move on with your life and actually put up shows. We'll do the same. We won't say nothing to you. Everybody go their way. It's up to you guys. That's what we're saying. Johnny Mac, do not make a mistake. I'm telling you, those shows better be down by noon tomorrow.
Let's talk about Josie's book.
Okay, more important stuff. Josie, let's talk about your book. Tell us something about your book. And we had a good conversation last night on the phone. Yes, I talked to Josie on the phone. Okay. Josie, tell us something about your book because it sounds really interesting.
Well, I mean, how it started when I first kind of started, I was doing, I don't know anything about the mob. I never professed to, other than what you see on TV and documentaries and stuff. And so I was going to do like a review show, as you know. And obviously that went left. But the more that things happened, for example, I'll give you an example. I don't know if anybody's seen The Office.
No, I haven't.
Sitcom. Okay. It's basically a show about an office and all these different personalities within the office, and it's kind of like, it's a sitcom. It was really funny. And Ricky Gervais came up with that in England. And so America, they buy our shows and they bought The Office. And I think they put Steve somebody as the main character. But anyway, they brought it to America and did their own show. There's another show called Shameless that started in England. And then I think HBO bought it. And they did, that was about a family that lived on a housing estate. And so the more I'm watching, I'm thinking, you know what? MobTube is kind of in, I'm thinking to myself, this needs to be written because all these different personalities, the crazy crap that has gone on, the men, especially over there. Oh my God, you can't make this up. So that's what gave me the idea to start writing. And I'm 3/4 of the way through it. And in actual fact, I had to condense it and call it the MobTube Chronicles because I'm just going to do up to Christmas, Lee.
A lot's happened in the last 7 months, Joe.
Right. So there has to be a part 2 because from New Year to now, look at the crazy, crap that's happened. So somebody was going to do it at some point. So I thought it might as well be me. And so that's where we are with it. The covers being done as we speak.
Can I show the cover that you showed me?
Well, I don't particularly care for that cover.
Oh, well, we're just going to put it up to give it an example of what.
It's kind of an example of, but that's not what the cover's going to be.
I like that cover though. That looks cool.
I mean, I like it, but I wanted it more plain. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But So that's one idea. So it's not completed yet, but as soon as it is, we'll be dropping it, and everybody's in it. So I'm hoping, I'm going to market the hell out of it. May as well.
Good for you.
The captain said FBS will be on the sofa. We really don't care, people. They can go on all the shows they want.
Yeah. And you know what? I think, and if MRE, if you're listening, condolences. Somebody in his family passed away. Somebody said,
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. So condolences, MRE.
And people, I put on the bottom here. I put the Cash App, or you can donate to the show. If you don't, that's fine. Because I'll be honest with you, nobody here is desperate for money. But if you want to donate to the show, we appreciate it. because we might need it for travel funds.
Yeah, but I think I think MRE's right, and Danny's right, and so many people are right. It's best, once this is done with, if they do what you say, Lee, or if not, then it's a whole nother matter. But I think it's just best to just ignore, freeze them out.
Exactly. Yeah.
We have to stop responding.
Right. You know what's disparaging is they can come on here and essentially say what they want and make up lies and just have all their heckling little girls in their chat cheer them on and say how good of a job you're doing. But what happens when they come face to face with somebody? Realistically, what will they do then? What would they do then?
Well, I was saying yesterday, and most of my life I was in London, and
I don't mean to cut you off. What would they do in England?
Well, that's
for example. Okay.
Yeah, because if this would have happened in London, in Ireland, because my mother's Irish, if it would have happened in Manchester, Liverpool, any of these places, these people, it wouldn't have gone on this long. Number one. Number two, they would have gone to their houses, they would have found them. It wouldn't matter where they were, and they would have been dragged out their house. FBI would be in traction,
Chicky, thank you for that $10 sticker. I appreciate it.
They would have been beaten within an inch of their lives. They'd have been put in a car trunk, taken out into the country and beaten and left out there if they were left alive.
And YouTube has something. I'm going to tell you the truth. YouTube is allowing this, especially with these thumbnails that are people putting up and the things they're saying.
Well, that's another.
I'm surprised YouTube isn't reacting to this crap.
Right. Well, that's another thing. And once this book comes out, that's another thing I'm going to be looking at, because YouTube have a responsibility here, and
exactly.
What's going to happen is they're going to end up with a class action lawsuit, and I think everybody on here that's been subjected to this is within their right to bring one.
Or someone's going to get their head caved in.
It's on the table, that's on the table.
Danny, can you see someone getting their head caved in?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, you don't know what a person's psyche is. You don't know what they do after they come off of YouTube and sit at home. They could be sitting in a fucking corner drawing animals on a wall. So what I'm saying to you is you keep poking at somebody and you keep, presenting derogatory images and statements about somebody, and they're not mentally balanced. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? The guy's going to snap. He's either going to kill you with a gun or beat you to death with a bat. And then what? Then they're going to say, oh, that guy shouldn't have been. Hey, listen, again, I'm going to go back to what I said. For every action, there's a reaction.
And Danny, can I ask you a question? The guys that were in the life at one time and they watch this stuff, how disgusted are they with these guys on that other side?
They're not disgusted. They're not disgusted. They laugh. They laugh, and they actually equate it. One of my friends equated it to, I don't know if you remember, the Gong Show. Do you remember that with Chuck Berry, the Gong Show? One of my friends depicts this whole genre as the Gong Show. He says, I've never met so many dysfunctional and abnormal people in my life. And here's a guy that was on the street for 40 years.
Imagine that. And that's what you have. You have very dysfunctional people showing up.
But look at the people.
Right.
Drug addicts. Some say they're former drug addicts, which is questionable. Two of them we know to be on fairly strong medication every day because they have to take it to get through the day. And they're on here trying to present themselves as normal. You've got rapists. You've got women abusers, domestic violence, beating up women. You've got men on here, that call what they do a dog whistle for women. The FBS had men call my house. He put all my information out. Who does that? What kind of man is this? Hey, Angel.
Angel,
Hi, Angel.
What do you think, Angel? We weren't planning on getting up here and going in this direction, but things we're just kind of furious right now. What do you think about what we said? Because you've gone through a lot of this.
Okay. First of all, I use an avatar because I have a stalker who's a meme maker. And if I get caught with my mouth open, there'll be memes with filthy, disgusting things put in my mouth. So if people want to know why I don't show my face and I use an avatar, that's why. You men have been going through this for 10 days. I've been going through this.
Angel, did you just say I've been going through this for 10 days?
Well, I mean, this bunch, this crew
Right.
here, this bunch of misfits, degenerate, lowlives. Josie's been going through it for a while, but me, it's 3 months because simply for one reason, because I didn't want to walk away from MRE. That's the only crime that I committed to get abused for over 3 months. It's almost 4 months now. So Josie's been going through it too, and B's been going through it. Now they want my friend Angela because she's my loyal, dear friend. They want her information. For what? What are you going to do with her information? Because she's my loyal friend and she doesn't agree with what you say about me and she defends me. So you what? You want her information? Bunch of punks.
Then you got a guy that threatens
punks.
Then you have a guy that threatens to hack into people's, and this is not allowed. He threatens to hack into people's computers continuously. He does it slyly, but he does it continuously.
It's a crime.
Yeah.
It's a crime. See, I'm not tolerating it anymore. And I told them it's called cyber stalking. And I don't care who calls me a rat or not. I'm not tolerating it anymore. They continue to do it, they're going to have a problem. Because I have a retired former police officer of 30 years come on the show and say, this is a civil and criminal offense of what they're doing. So I'm not tolerating this anymore. They've gone after my kids, lied that my kids were drug addicts, lied that I'm not my father's daughter, said that my father, I can't, there's so many things right now. I can't even think of what.
I just got to do two things real quick. First of all, John O'Master said that he'll be in Florida on Wednesday.
I'll give you a call, John.
And John Martin, please let these losers behind us and let's have some fun. You guys are the reasons I'm here. John Martin, this is it. We're talking about it one time today, and here's what we're going to do. Once they do what they're going to do, we're going to do what we're going to do, and it's not going to be online here. We're just going to do what we have to do. So, and that's what it comes down to. Everything's fair in war. And if this is what you guys want to do, remember that this is what you want to do. We're asking you to please stop. We're talking to you like human beings today. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop attacking, and we'll stop. And don't tell me not to attack John A. Light because he's a public figure. He's a scumbag. He's over there controlling you guys right now, and he's laughing. John A. Light, who has the brain of a fucking pigeon, is controlling you guys.
Well, let me tell you something about that. I got 6 people that want to put up $20,000 a piece for me to fight A-Light. Where are you, A-Light? I'm such a punk. I can't fight.
You.
He's a fraud, and that's all he'll ever be.
Angel, did you say you put up 20,000 too?
Well, according to a certain content creator, I have massive tax problems, so I don't know if I'm doing that.
I know where to live.
Can you get the IRS to put up 20?
Well, maybe. They said that one in South Florida said he had my address. He knows where I live. He knows the cars that I drive.
Yeah. Yeah, that is stalking.
And that's dangerous. That is stalking. I have a daughter that drives one of those cars. That's stalking. And that
you see, here's what bothers me. 20 years ago, he would, and I don't want to say this in a way that's going to.
If you don't want to say it, it's not good to say.
When people are on the street and you have a problem with somebody, particularly a woman or a child, and you do these things, Okay. And I'm not trying to include an Angel in what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is these are the people that you read about in newspapers, because when you push people's buttons and you cause havoc to somebody, this is what happens to you. And listen, you want to take this as a threat, you go right ahead. The fact of the matter is, this would never happen 20 years ago. It wouldn't, because they would find somebody leaking on the street. I don't care who you are, or what you are, or who you know, or what you did. Don't be ridiculous, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. You could take that to the bank.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Jared Paradison, for subbing. And that's another thing. Our subs, and because our show's doing well and we're gaining subs every day, we're buying them. And as for subscribers, people, right now we have 260 people in here. These are honest people here on a Saturday afternoon, and we appreciate the people that are in here. And listen, if you guys agree with those guys, you want to come and watch our show, you're more than welcome. Just be decent in here. If not, we'll just block you. It's that simple. Okay. Ladies, take over. Well, the guys are going to shut up. Angel.
Some of the guys in here have thrown money at him, have thrown money at them, have encouraged this behavior, threatening women. I mean, how do you get on? I don't understand. I didn't come from this. Where the men in my family would sit on the internet and threaten women and children, threaten kids, make up lies about kids, horrible lies about.
Angel, let me ask you a question. Did you ever threaten another guy's?
Never, ever. Eli used to do this back in 2015 and 2016. He used to pretend and lie that me, my brother, Chris Casparosa, that we used to threaten his kids, but he never had proof. We used to constantly tell him, put up the proof where we threatened your kids. Show us something. Of course you would save something if somebody threatened your child, right? He never had proof. Now this has trickled over here to the internet, or in whatever it's called, slop tube, mob tube, whatever it is, where I threatened somebody's child. I would never threaten anybody's child. Never in a million years.
That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Basically, JC had made that meme, and it was a picture of, Angel's little brother and there was a child standing there. Now, nobody knew who this child was. We've never seen him. How would she even know? And what happened, she was explaining how some of these memes are so disgusting, and she put it up to show us. I hadn't even seen it before till I saw it on her show. And so FBS took from that she was threatening his child. It was ridiculous. No, it's JC who you need to speak to about those memes. JC and Johnny Mac. Okay?
I didn't make the meme. I got sent these memes of my little brother, my deceased brother, laying in the street next to a mini bike with blood on his legs. These were the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. Only a degenerate lowlife whose mother must have been a real pig and was too busy to raise her son properly could make memes like this. And there was a kid next to him. I was so upset, and I put that up. That means I was threatening your kid? I was never threatening your kid. I didn't make those memes. So then I edited it out because I said, okay, everybody wants to take that I'm threatening their kid. It was still, I threatened. So then I put the meme with the kid erased out of it. Where did I threaten anybody's child? I never threatened any child. I think that was the most disgusting.
You know what it comes down to, Angel?
I've ever seen.
Angel, no, they're not going to care. They're going to continuously go with it. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to continuously go with it. Some people are too stupid to realize that there's going to be consequences now. So if they want to be too stupid to realize it, Angel, we got you back 100%, right, Danny?
Yeah. Thank you. But I'm not playing anymore.
And guys, we don't care what you guys over there think about. We're older men here, and we have their back. Do you understand that? We don't care what you say to us, how you attack us. We're big boys. We can handle it. But
But here's the funny thing. They want to attack people. Why don't they just step to me? Why don't they be a man? You have a disagreement or you have a problem with me. I don't understand why you don't want to step to me. I don't care if I live 500 miles away or whatever. If you have a problem with me, all right, there's ways to come around this. But you are all phonies. You just want to talk about people behind a keyboard. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to your character. You are all punks. You are punks, period. And Chris, I see you in the chat. Chris, I love you.
Okay, and do you or any? I'm going to drop the link. If any ladies want to jump up here, you can.
Yeah,
okay?
I think Angela was going to come on, but she won't get out of the. She went to a wedding shower. She won't get out till 4. She wanted to come on as well.
Well, I'm going to drop the link there. I'm going to see who's in the back room. I got to see your face, or I got to know your avatar.
And Code of the Streets, you seriously should be ashamed of yourself because you have no idea what you're talking about. Nobody ever threatened a child, not Damien Argenti. Nobody threatened a child. They did threaten whoever made the memes. They said that, accidents happen, whatever they said. They never threatened anybody's child, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You should sit out of everybody. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a fraud.
He needs to go to confession.
Yeah, he really does.
Be sprayed with holy water.
Yeah, well, he thinks that coming on here and crossing his heart like that after attacking people makes him godly. No, dude, that's not how it works. A good
exactly. That's what makes me laugh. I mean, and then he's praying, blah, blah, blah. When you've just finished doing what you're doing, it's ridiculous.
I had a friend that was a born again Christian. And
I dropped the link, people. Anybody wants to grab that link, it's down there. I'm sorry.
And I went to this church thing with them, and they were all raising the hand in the air and singing hallelujah and Jesus this, Jesus that. When we went outside, when it was over, and we go outside, and one of the guys was like, "See this parking attendant? I want to kick him right in his ass." And I said, "Wait a second, what happened in there?" Like you were all hallelujah and everybody was hugging each other. And he goes, "Oh, Jesus knows we're all sinners."
Okay, Chris, let me read. Chris from Brooklyn. Danny is family for over 15 years with me, and he worked with me in Coney Island, and we will fight anyone. I've seen him go 3-0 in front of me. Okay.
I appreciate that, Chris. And Chris knows me, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up nobody's ass. But we were literally surrounded one night in Coney Island, and this kid can contest to that. But anyway, all you people that want to rah-rah and all that bullshit and think you're going to do something to somebody, you're not going to do nothing, my friend. Nothing. And all you people that want to attack women, children, dogs, cats, come see me.
Yeah, leave my Polly alone, goddammit. I'll kill you. That's for Polly.
I'm seeing Angela in here, so maybe she can.
Yeah, Angela, you can drop.
Angela is here. If you could drop.
Hey, Long Island, you just tried to jump on. You are more than welcome to come in. I know you're a dude, but you're a friend of the show. So if you want to jump back in, I'll pop you up here, my man.
Lee, drop the link for Angela. She just texted me. She's in the chat.
Hello, Edwin. How are you, darling? Yeah, I mean, that dog whistle he blew to find Angela's information and I mean, what for? All because she's your friend. It's ridiculous. It's just but I'm not.
I just dropped it, Angela. You can come in here and yell at us. I miss when Angela used to come into chats and say, "Don't you talk that way about Angel, you MFers." I'll tell you what, you had a good friend there. She always came in and always defended you. That says a lot.
And you, Danny.
Now, that was Angel. And Lee Cole.
and Lee. No, Ange, let me tell you something. Angie's been with me since 2015 when A-Light was trying to find out who she was. He was going crazy trying to find out who she was, all because she defended me.
Funhouse, what are you doing, my man?
Hey, Lee, this look familiar?
Oh, yeah, it does. That's right up the street.
Yeah, what's happening? Lee, man, you're going to battle against everybody, huh?
Huh?
How you doing, Danny? What's up,
all right,
buddy?
pal. How are you?
All right.
Well, you know what it
in the
is.
neighborhood this morning, Dan.
Say it again.
I was
Oh,
in
yeah?
the neighborhood this morning. I went for a car wash. Yep.
The favorite place to go.
Yeah, it's good. It's the best wash in this side of Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Better
They
than
do a
Angela, how
good
Oakland,
you
job.
doing?
that's for
I'm
sure.
sorry, Angela, how you doing?
Hello, Lee. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you being here.
Thank
Uh,
you. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
Okay,
Um,
Angela, I'm going to let you speak. This is a woman's day. You speak, and we got. Hey, fun. I'm going to have to for Funhouse. You can come back in a couple minutes because I got somebody else that wants to jump up.
All
Okay.
right.
Hi,
All
Angel.
right.
Hi, Angela.
Hello, Angela. Hello,
NB.
NB.
It's Satan
Hi.
herself.
I,
Satan's in the house.
I'm just leaving a wedding shower, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents in, and I also wanted. I know Danny and Lee. I've given you a hard time in the past, and it was nothing that was meant to be evil or anything like that. I was defending Angel, who I will defend to the day I die. She's a good
It's all
friend,
good, Angela.
you know.
Listen,
No,
that's what you're
that's
supposed to do.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just wanted to say, like, I'm certainly no prude, and I'm certainly didn't leave a sheltered life. But the few guys that I see on here and hear on here, it's disgusting. I've never been around men that lie like that lie about Angel like that, lie about women like that, and say that the most disgusting things that they say. Now, like I said, I will always defend Angel because she's my friend, and that's what you're supposed to do. Um, but
Let
the
me just make
horrible
sure this.
thing,
MB, is this you?
Yeah, it's me. My Wi-Fi was going out on the other device, I think. It's me.
the horrible things they've been saying about
Yeah.
her and Frankie Boy, and the things they've been doing, it actually makes me so upset that I cried that night. Now, I wanted to address one other thing, and that was FBS trying to dox me, which I don't really care. Because what are you going to find out? You're not going to find out, anything crazy. No, you're going to find out that I was a good mother, a good wife, and a good family person. But to put that out like a dog whistle to his crazy followers, because he doesn't intimidate me. I know exactly where he is, so he doesn't intimidate me. It's the crazies that want to impress him is what
Yes.
makes me a little nervous. I mean, I know it's just YouTube, blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah.
you
A
have
lot
every
of
right
these
to be.
crazies have done some messed up stuff to people they don't even know.
We hear about it every day in society, Angela. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
And let me tell you, God
Angela,
forbid.
Angela,
Yes, yes.
even if they find nothing on you, like you're saying, they're gonna find nothing on you, they will make things up
Oh,
and
I know
lie and
that.
slander you.
Absolutely. But like I said, and I said this, I told this to Angel that no matter who tries to hurt me or dox me or contact any of my family members, I'm going to hold the fat bully in PA fully responsible. So
Does
now,
anybody know who hear me rap? We got a full house here right now, so it's kind of difficult to put you up here.
now,
Sorry.
I have a husband, I have a son, I have, male family members. And normally I don't even say anything to them. I tell them a few things and things that they said, that give an Angel a hard time. And then with this doxing thing. And, FBS is not the only one that, wants to protect his wife or his
He doesn't
daughter.
want to protect her. He doesn't want to protect her. He
No, he
uses her as
doesn't.
a.
But what
He
I'm
doesn't want to
saying
protect
is
her.
people also on the other side get a little annoyed about that. Now, I actually, he's got so many enemies at this point that if he got his behind kicked, his ass kicked on live TV, there would be, the cops would have to go to everybody on YouTube. I mean, and that's just a fact. It's not a threat. I'm just saying he's got so many enemies that he's got to stop. And I don't know what his problem is because in the beginning I kind of liked him, but it didn't last for a long time because I kind of figured him out right away.
Mm-hmm.
It took a few months, but I don't know. There's something up with that dude because
Sometimes people just aren't capable of doing it because they have a mental illness. They're just
yeah,
not capable of being a good person.
I don't know, but he changed too much too quick.
I think the real him is now. I think he came out
Oh,
being a
yeah,
certain way to be likable, and now the real him is coming out. He feels like he has fans. He really
yeah,
feels like he has fans, and he could be himself.
yes,
And I also think addiction has a lot to do with it. And I'm
yeah,
not talking about drugs. I don't want to say he's on drugs right now, but I think there's like his gambling addiction. This super check comes, Cash App comes. It's like hitting the jackpot on one of these machines. It's an addiction.
yeah.
He gets a high off of it.
It's actually pathetic.
It's pathetic. It's pathetic because I wouldn't lower my
Sad.
standards to doing something disgusting to a woman or hurting. He's hurting his wife.
Yeah,
The things he's doing, he's hurting his family. All for $1.
right. Now, could you imagine if he speaks this way about women he doesn't know, how these men treat the women in their lives behind closed doors?
Well,
Just look at their records. It's
Yeah,
out in their records.
and
yeah.
he openly admits that he does not like women.
It's
You
so,
know, and if you look at two of those women, in my opinion, both were what is the word, love bombed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Low self-esteem type women that probably didn't think they've won a prize here, when really you haven't. You've ended up with what exactly? And not
Well,
only
that's what I say the same thing.
when you've got a man, and like if it were me and I was dating someone that was getting online doing this daily, I would beat him up live.
Why do I
They're
believe that?
newlyweds.
I think you would beat the shit out of them,
I would
drag them through the house, hit
They're
them on the head with a
newlyweds.
chair.
Yeah.
They're newlyweds. My newlywed husband was online all night instead of laying in bed with me,
Thank
watching
you.
movies, taking me out. I would be throwing a remote at his head. Well, whatever. I'd be throwing something at the computer. I'd be pulling the Wi-Fi wire. Once or twice a night, every night, day
You'd
after
have to cut
day
off
after
his Wi-Fi.
day.
Well-
She walks in the door. You'll hear him say, "Oh, Shannon just walked in the door." He doesn't even get out of his chair to go greet her. You know what I mean? He should have dinner on the table. He's not working. He should have dinner on the table. Yeah.
Angel,
They're
did you,
newlyweds.
Angel, did you find your husband yet?
No, we still haven't found him.
Someone told me that you.
I'm gonna wait
God,
another
that was so
month.
ridiculous.
I'm gonna wait another month and then file a missing persons.
They're gonna find him folded up. They're gonna find him folded up in a suitcase.
No, I kind of like not having him around right now. So in about a month, I'll file it. You know
You
what
left
it
that
is?
basement.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that there's no pictures of him on any of my social media because that's the way he wants it.
You got to
So
keep
that's
things
why-
private.
I understand that. There's none of my husband either. But what does that mean?
Exactly.
You
So
know,
that's
what I mean?
why
What does that mean?
But that means he's a missing husband.
Right. So
Oh my God.
Well, it's none of their business. It's none of their
That's
business.
hilarious.
You know what I mean? Anybody in our family who's not on the computer, like his wife is on the computer sitting next to him and she runs her mouth. So she's fair game. If we
Right.
want to respond to her or, like do whatever we do to her, she's fair game, 100%. You know what I mean? Like Angel's husband isn't next to her. Josie's children, Lee's my dad. But dad, what do you not put next to you? Dad, whatever it is.
You had another dad for 3 months. Don't try to get on my good side now.
No, and
Well,
and SBS, he got mad because I repeated what his wife said about
yes,
my son. She
Right.
said it.
she
I
said it
didn't-
100%.
I
Say
was
it.
Hey,
flabbergasted
I got a question for Danny.
when she said
Danny,
that.
Lee is no different than the rest of them. What do you think about that, Danny? Be honest.
Lee never used the C word to describe any of us. Lee
No.
never called us filthy, dirty names. Lee never said he wanted to smack the hair off of any of us.
No,
Lee
and
never did any of that.
I've
No, he
gone
didn't.
a couple of times. Nothing really nasty because I'm not like that. But he's never been so disrespectful like these other guys. Never.
Listen, they could. Listen. You guys know NB went after. Not so much. I used his own words against him for months and months and months and months and months. I didn't say a word. All I did was use his own words against him. Okay, I understand why he might want to go after me, but use my content, use my stuff against me. Don't make stuff up that's not true. And that's the difference between our side and their side. We're always using their own words against them. We always have proof of our claims. We're not slandering. It's all true stuff that they've said, they've done. You know what I mean? So,
Hey, Funhouse, I had to take you out because after a few blocks get up here, it gets kind of the reception's kind of off. I apologize because I know you're very loyal to the show.
Oh, Lee, I just wanted to pop in and say a few things. I'm gonna head home. I just left my niece's wedding shower.
Okay.
So pull up your friend. That's fine. And everyone have a wonderful day.
You
bye,
too, Angela. Take
Thanks
care.
Thanks,
for letting
Angela.
us
Bye,
on.
Angela.
You're welcome
I'll
anytime.
see you later.
Okie doke,
care.
Sam. I'll see you later. Thank you, Ange.
Oh, Funhouse, we got a spot for you now if you want to jump back in. Thank you.
See, now she's done nothing but defend me, and so for that,
And be a friend.
and
be
she
your friend.
repeated, she repeated what his wife said. His wife said it. He went and told everybody that I said it. I never said that. That came from your wife's own mouth, not
And
me.
Yeah.
everybody has put that up. Everyone's
Yes.
seen the video.
Right.
I
Just
didn't.
because they took it down, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just like the thing with the essay, trying to say that Angel outed it. If she said it multiple times and did shows on it and she said it on his channel and on her own channel. So
Give me
how
one,
is Angel outing
guys.
that?
Give me
Go
one,
ahead.
guys. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, Funhouse. I just wanted to say thank you for being patient. I appreciate you being here. We're not ignoring you, and it looks beautiful in Sheepshead Bay today.
Hello, Funhouse.
Okay.
Hi,
Hello,
Funhouse. Nice to
Funhouse.
meet you. I'm
Hello.
NB. Leave my dad.
Hello, but I wasn't the one who put it out there, but yet I got
No.
blamed for it. He went
No, and
told
even
everybody.
the thing with the with that meme, Angel, you didn't know who was in the picture, and as soon as you knew, you blurred it out and rectified it. So he's
But then
put
I had
pictures. He's put pictures of people's families up. MRE's family. He's put up pictures of MRE's family. He's put up pictures of.
Look what he did to MRE's family. He lied and said MRE's mother had a train run on her and she gave the father AIDS and half of Rhode Island AIDS. That's a freaking lie. How do you talk about somebody's mother like that?
Yes,
How do you
right.
do that?
And his father, God rest his soul, passed away when he was young. That's sick.
In
Disgusting.
church, he had a heart attack. The
I
father
know, yeah.
died in church.
Yes, on Easter. Like this, it's sad and the thing. And I put a clip up yesterday, I believe, on NB where he says he does not go after families. They're off limits.
Yes,
and
I saw that this morning.
You saw that, yeah. And if I
Yeah.
really would have searched and went through, I would have found some better clips to put with it. But I just don't have the time for that. But he goes after people's family. Look, he Lee's children, Lee's daughter. He thought I was Lee's daughter.
Well, I
with
did.
no proof.
Well, I
did
did too.
Angel, but you did, Angel. Did you go after Lee's daughter and talk about Lee's daughter though? No. You might have thought it, but he's actually said things about his daughter that were lies and stuff like that. So, and either way, like he goes
that
after.
video you put up today, was it today?
I think yesterday.
He was talking about whose kids? Was that Lee's kids he was talking about?
Lee's, yes. Lee's daughter.
Okay,
Yes. And then,
I thought that this morning, and I'm like,
Who was talking about my daughter?
this is an old clip. FBS had talked about your daughter in the past. It was an old clip I had. He said the other day that he does not go after people's family. It's off limits. And and then I did the rewind time, and then I put a clip up of him speaking of your daughter. Like,
Well, you know what?
It was an old clip.
I like to say one thing. My daughter had served 4 years in the military. She just got a bachelor's degree, and she's a teacher, and she's a wonderful woman. And
Thanks,
none of
Dad.
you people could say anything about any of it.
Thank you, Dad. That meant a lot.
No, you're the one. You're the one that always gave me trouble. I had to go out and look for you at night. You were always running with a different boy every night.
Dad. But to discuss, I mean, Angel, he accused you of having relationships with a lot of these men on the internet.
Exactly. That's it too. He said MRE was my lover boy. He's 43
And Joe
years old.
Yeah, but everybody,
and you're Jerry's mistress. You're Jerry's
everybody
Oh,
knew
mistress.
yeah,
this.
Jerry is a happily married man who bothers no one. Bothers no one at all. Doesn't want to be a part of any of
Okay,
this.
Angel, I got to ask you a question. Angel, I got to ask you a question while we have 250 people here. How
What?
come when MRE comes in your room, you'll be talking and all of a sudden you go, oh, MRE's here. I mean, your voice changes. Your voice gets sultry. What is that all about?
They're
Sultry.
friends.
My voice gets so excited. Listen,
They're
MRE
friends.
from day one has always been my favorite. I told that to everyone from day one because MRE makes me laugh. He makes me laugh more than anybody. I love people who make me laugh. That's all.
And what does
And
your husband?
MRE
What does your husband think about MRE?
They're friends.
we can't find him anyway.
You don't think MRE had something to do with him disappearing, do you?
Lee, you don't have to tell everything.
MRE snuck through your window one night.
Oh my
That was
God.
Listen, I'm
MRE
gonna
is too young to fit through my window.
it.
and listen. I've known him a long time, and on paper, things might look a certain way, but he doesn't have a hateful bone in his body, except for he despises the rats because what they've done to his family. But he doesn't have a hateful bone in his body. He loves all colors, all religions, everybody. You guys can believe me or not, on the other side, but and take my word for it. And Angel, you've asked him the hard questions, and
There's no doubt in my mind, not one whatsoever. Right. And I'm telling you all, and I told everybody this in the beginning, he was checked well, thoroughly checked out. That's all I'm going to say.
And John Wolf, I don't even know why I put you up, you evil bastard. There's a little bit of you that's likable, a little tiny bit, not too much, a little bit.
Oh, John Wolf makes me laugh. He just does. He comes out with what really made me laugh when you did your anniversary show with Cane Shades and he put up that clip he did. Remember when he got the voodoo doll?
Yeah, the voodoo doll. And he's been down in Georgia finding out Danny Trio was born in Atlanta, or was it Atlanta or in the woods somewhere, Danny?
Yo, Lee.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Yo, Lee. When are you doing, what's your next show going to be? Besides all this gossip, man. I can't take this gossip.
Listen,
I'm sorry, man.
I'll be honest with you, my man.
Women are up here.
We don't do it too much.
I hear you, man.
These women are being attacked. We put them up here.
Gossip.
We put them up here.
I hear you. When's your next show? Whatever. You don't got to get into that, man. It's all good. Your next show, you and Danny. Any good topics or anything?
All the time. We got some good stuff coming
All
up.
the time. That's what's up, man.
Okay.
All right, Danny. Nice seeing you, my friend.
All right, brother. Take care. Yep.
Okay.
Listen, and Josie, one more other fun fact. MRE was the first person to share Josie's channel on his community tab and shout her out. And if he did not like colored people, he would have never have done that. Let's just say that.
And let's talk to another woman, Joy Faraci. Hello,
how you Joy?
Hello, my Joy. Hello, my Joy.
We all know who Joy. That's the sister of Alan Kaiser.
Right.
Okay. And we all know what happened there. The Lion scumbag.
Yeah. Justice for Alan Kaiser. Is she coming on?
Danny, get rid of this guy. Do your own thing.
Of course.
Hey, Danny.
I'm lucky I can work the computer. Do a YouTube channel. I'll be lost.
Danny,
I don't think I've ever.
Do they have any idea what I do behind the scenes? You think?
You sit in your fat man chair. What do you do?
With no underwear on.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. Danny calls me and says, he asked me what I was doing. I said, I'm sitting in my fat man chair watching TV. And Danny goes, I got a fat man chair too.
Danny, I don't think we've ever met. I'm Lauren. Nice to meet you.
Glad to meet you, Lauren.
And you better never call him dad.
No, please, my dad.
Okay? I know how you work.
Listen, but this is the thing. We're talking about these guys, how they go really hard and attack us women. There was a time when the fat boy put my address out there, and called for his audience and told them that they could run in my door and do whatever they want to me. All right, disgusting things like that, right on a show. Said what my address was, the town I live in. I have the clip up. Disgusting things like that. Why? Because I put some clips up using his own words against him. You know,
Well,
that's
this
when
is
that's when
where
it goes too far.
well, this is where MB, I think, you know, YouTube has a responsibility. You
Absolutely.
know, and I think you know, sooner or later, I'm not taking it off the table. I think maybe do a class action, you know, because that type of thing, and like Angela had said earlier, you know, I've had the same thing happen. He did it to me, but the problem is, it's
Yes.
even remember Tony Pizza did it also. But
Yeah.
the thing about that is, it's not them specifically. It's not, you know, I'm not scared of
We don't
either one
know,
of them.
right? We don't know who these people in the
You
chats
don't
are.
know
We have no clue.
who's willing to do what, just to impress them. So
Right.
that's where the threat is. It's not them, you know.
Mhm. Absolutely. We do not know who these people in these chats are, how what they're
Right.
capable of and what they might do, you know?
Yeah.
On
And
both
that's
sides. That goes on both sides.
Right.
yeah, it does
Right.
go on both sides, but we don't
Exactly.
threaten them.
Hey, you
We
know,
don't
this is
threaten.
what they don't realize. You can get you can be messing with somebody that just broke up with his wife,
Yeah.
or a child just passed away. You know, something really, because there's so many people on here. You know that a lot of us have tragedy in our life every day. That's just the way
Yes.
the world. Look at Ann Hesh. One day she's driving around. She's a movie star. Where is she now? Just like that, world changes every
Mhm.
day.
Right.
Every day.
Well, look,
You know.
that happens. Look at MRE. He just lost a member of his family like that.
Oh my God.
Too
Devastating, yeah. Devastating.
So
Everybody
that
keep him
happened.
in the family in his prayers. That's devastating.
Marla, how
What
about
he's going through
Marla?
right now. But
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
How's Marla? Her friend passed away.
Marla's best friend just died 2 days ago. Her
Oh my
best
goodness.
friend.
Oh,
Exactly.
sorry, Marla, if you're watching. Condolences. Wow.
Danny, what time you have to leave? What?
Question for
4:30?
Angel. Were you at Carmine
Yeah.
and Victoria's
Okay.
wedding? Is that a serious question, King of Liberty Avenue? Question for Angel. Were you at Carmine and Victoria's wedding? I was Victoria's maid of honor. What kind of, like, wait, I asked my sister a question last night, and I'm going to play her answer tonight on my show at 8:30. And we'll see what my sister thinks about the morons spreading the lies on here that her and I aren't close, or that her and my brother don't want anything to do with me.
Did he ask a serious question, or was he being sarcastic?
I don't know. King of Liberty Avenue. Why would you ask if I was at my sister and Carmine's wedding? I was there. I was the maid of honor. I was her maid of honor,
Amazing.
and she had a king's wedding, all men and me and little flower girls.
Ron Gross, Lee, you can't shut up. It sounds good. No, that's one thing I like about Ron Gross. He never pulled no punches. One day he likes me, the next day he hates me. But you know what? He's always over here. So
Yeah.
those are the people I don't blame. Hey, listen, John Alight was on today. He had 70 people watching.
Wow.
70 in his
I'm
live.
surprised he had that many.
And these guys that are teaming up with him, don't you realize he's dead? He's a joke now.
the people who are teaming up with him used to talk about him and now are acting just like him.
Amazing.
I don't think that, I'm going to say one thing positive. I don't think that FBS would team up with Eli. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that.
You didn't think he would attack you the way he's doing either. So
No,
Did you think that he would attack your father, Angel?
Did I ever think that he would?
He did shows praising how great your father was.
Yes, he did shows. How many shows did he do defending me? How great I was, and how crazy, how bad you have to be if you have a problem with me, because I'm the sweetest, kindest woman in the world.
You don't do anything to anybody.
Yeah, but what I find weird about that whole situation is, you know, if he said live, he's willing to testify on Borello's behalf. Now, Borello and Alite are very close, so how does that work?
Well, because he really can't testify on his behalf after he did how many shows defending me and actually going against the defendant,
my Wi-Fi.
like how many he did, and then defending me and accusing someone else of
Okay.
you
And
know,
Danny,
these
one second, ladies. Danny and I would like to thank Cane Shade. Cane Shade's been helping us out. He's been sending us 1-minute videos every day now, and we've been putting them up for him. So we want to give him his credit because we get a lot of views on these things, Cane Shade. So he gives them to us. We get 3,000 views per pop every day. So Cane Shade, you're a big part of this show with the views and stuff. And we just want to say thank you to Cane Shades.
Thanks, pal.
so
And he just gave us a good one today that I'm going to put up. It's on Frankie Pasqua. He did it so good, Danny, on Frankie Pasqua.
Good.
It shows Pasqua in the police station, cuffed up, telling the cops, well, you know what I'm here for, all right.
Is
Literally.
that horrendous? Is that guy that A-Light had on his show? And he was disgusting.
Yes, that guy.
Oh,
He
God.
is disgusting.
Oh, God, that was terrible. That's the worst. I can safely say he's the worst thing I've ever seen on there. He when he was talking about being born, he said he came out of his mother's sea. He was disgusting.
yeah.
Oh, that's what these guys, they're all disgusting. These guys. And Danny, I want to ask Danny one quick question. Danny, in general, because I know Danny's got to leave shortly because he has to take his boy to work.
Right.
Danny,
I gotta get going
when
too.
you see these rats, like there's two of them in Pacific, right? Jimmy Calandra and John A-Light, using these content creators, what would you tell these content creators that are stupid enough to fall for their games?
Well, because look, every rat on this platform is self-serving. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. All they care about is their views and how many people they can lie to. So everybody that subs to these guys because they have fantastic stories, these are all liars, embellishers. They don't give a shit. They'll say whatever they got to say to make themselves relevant. And that goes to Mazza, Panisi, and all the rest of them. That's what they do.
These are the guys that weren't good enough to be gangsters, people. Maybe Sammy Gavano was, maybe Michael Francis, but after that, all these other guys, no.
Right. And anyway, I've got to get ready and get out of here. But I just want to say before I go that, I think from here on out, if they don't comply with what you've asked, Lee, then that's a whole nother matter. But I know for sure, I'm not going to spend any more time going back and forth with them. I'm going to take the legal route. And I think that's the way to go, frankly.
And Danny,
don't talk about it, be about it, and do it, off YouTube, and so I can continue with what I'm doing.
Danny and I aren't going to jump up here with shows attacking these guys anymore. We said what we had to say. From now on, we'll take care of things the way we need to take care of them.
And I think that's the way to go, and just freeze them out, let them, eat themselves inside out. That's what they're doing anyway. But anyway, thanks a lot for having me on.
Thanks, Josie.
Okay, are you on a later, Angel?
Yes, 8:30.
Okay, I'll pop in there. Thank you, Lee.
Josie.
You're welcome. I'm going to kick you out now, just like Angel. Get out of here. How's that, Angel? Did I do it good like you?
That was perfect.
Oh, I'm going to kick you out today.
I know you only kick the ones you love.
Okay, here's a question. This is for Danny from James Williams, $5. Thank you. Good show so far, guys. Hey, Danny, do you have any stories on Charles Panarella?
I do have friends that were around Charlie. I'm not going to say their names. There's one in Vegas right now that knows him, but I don't have any personal stories. No.
Okay, James, I just resubbed to a few creators. Thank you, James. It's good to have you back, and we appreciate everything that you do. I know you've been a sub of ours. Okay, Angel.
Yes.
So what else would you like to say before? We're going to go about 12 more minutes, so Danny, because Danny has to get his boy to work.
Well, I agree with Josie. I haven't been discussing them. And I said that a few nights ago. I'm not going to discuss them. I'm going to go the legal route too. And I don't care who calls me what. I'm not tolerating this anymore. There are lies about my children being told. And you're not going to get away with that. Especially you want to talk about my daughter, you're going to have a problem.
Here's a question, I think for you, Angel. I'm ashamed of the women who support these creeps. I know, MCBW, Jesse Roth, Dana Ghostly. Why is this okay with you?
Yeah, I'd like her to X them too, because they are, when I X them, they won't come anywhere near my my chat or my chat. My show. I dropped the link for them one night, and neither one of them. Jesse Roth ran away, and Dana, who I've what's the word, defended in the past, has been making these crazy crazy videos about me, threatening FBS's child, and that she was trying to find any newspaper or news outlet in Florida to report me. Show me where I ever threatened a child. These people are nuts. These people are insane.
New York Connector said FBS
Fraud.
FBS just came on, and he's throwing Jimmy Clandra under the bus. He says that he can't support him anymore. Clandra is freaking out in the chat. He just threatened to drive to Pennsylvania.
I don't believe it. Why do you believe that?
No, this is New York Connector, or is this a fake? Can
That's
someone
a fake. I don't believe that.
No, but there are
That person right there is blocked in my chat. I would never believe that.
Okay, I don't believe it either.
Yeah, I think that person is the one who came in one time and said Lee Cole is about to drop a bomb about MRE and Angel.
Oh, about your affair? Oh, yeah. I was going to drop that, but I gave it to the Inquirer. It's going to come out in the Inquirer.
You got the payment?
Yeah, you're going to be on the front page of the Inquirer, walking around with mob rats with his face that he usually uses.
Yeah.
Okay. Does Jesus know why Jimmy did Bobby Lupo?
I don't even know what that means.
That's a Soprano thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay, I'm so far behind here. Like,
I'm always behind.
Okay, let's see here. That's a good thing when we're behind.
Yeah, Lori Love is right. There is something called the girl code. I guess they never heard of it. Troublemakers. Yeah. I mean, you don't do that. If I was in anybody's chat, even if I was friends with them, and they started going after somebody's children, I couldn't be a part of that. I would never stand in there and even moderate for the person. I wouldn't be a part of it at all. You don't go after people's kids that have nothing to do with. You're mad at me because I wouldn't walk away from MRE. How does that turn into attacking my children?
Exactly. Angel, we know where this isn't going to stop because it gets good views for people. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna shut the show down now, Angel. But I'd like to thank you for coming on here with the girls today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, and we didn't, and we're not going to be talking about this no more, guys. We said we had to say we've been attacked for over a week now. But Angel, I'm gonna just so you know, Angel, I want you to know something. See ya. Okay. She's always kicking me out, Danny. So what do you think, Danny? Are you happy with the show today?
Yeah, why not? Sure. Very happy with it.
And we didn't.
And let me reiterate something that I said earlier. My friend Mike DeBella, his grandfather was Tommy DeBella, acting boss and boss of the Colombo crime family. I forgot to reiterate that when I was making my point about him. So Mike is very well versed in this situation as far as who's who and what's said. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, and these are the people that Jimmy Calandra wants to make fun of and attack. Tommy Patera is locked up in prison, so it's easy to attack him. But sooner or later, it will backfire. People, thank you all for being here. Thank yous for those who donated to the show. I appreciate it. I haven't checked my cash apps, but if anybody sent me any, thank you so much. And here's what I like to close this with. Lee Cole is a bum. You ain't joking. But anyway, take care, people. Thank you so much for being at the show. We appreciate it today. We had fun.